If you sew, you know that Joann Fabrics is closed, and you know that Michaels is saying that they're going to support Joann customers and bring them the fabrics that they know and love, they need at a price point that they want. I'm a little on the fence about that. So I'm Kim from easythingstosew.com. I recently did an online purchase of fabric on michaels.com. And I've got some thoughts. I've got some thoughts about the fabric quality and selection that Michaels now offers, kind of trying to appease Joann customers that are just worried about where they're going to buy things in store and online as well. But I think you can buy a lot of fabric online. It's the in-store portion that people love to go to a fabric store, test the fabric, feel it, and get something like that same day. So I honestly could not get to Michael's to do the in-store fabric shopping when I needed the fabric. So I had to order online. Michael's is far away from me. Hobby Lobby is far away from me. Joann's was closer, but oh well. So I bought some patriotic fabrics because of the time of year that it is. And like I said, these were all online. So when I got them, my first thought was, it's not a soft fabric. This reminds me of remember right before they closed, Joann Fabrics brought out the $2 a yard values, or I don't know what it was technically called. This slightly reminds me of that quality. It's very stiff. You have to you should pre-wash anything, but this just feels like it's full of finishes. And so I'm just not thrilled with the quality, not thrilled. So I have done one project already with my braided fabric wreath. I don't know, you can see it hanging on the door back there. And I don't know, I would prefer a better quality. I then went to Hobby Lobby. So let me preface this before my Hobby Lobby story. So what I wanted was red, white, and blue in order to make said wreath that is up there. I found these stars of the red and blue, and I just wanted a red and white thin stripe to go with the scale of this fabric. Could not find it on michaels.com. I feel like that's a pretty standard thing, just red and white stripe. Doesn't have to be like really thick stripes. What they had was red and white stripe with like a cream, like tea stained, old fashioned vintage. That didn't really work with this. And then I think they had something that was like wavy lines or really, really thick or something. I don't know. Anyways, I couldn't find the fabric that I needed in order to go with this. Now I was relying on the colors on the website, and I also ordered some others because these I don't know, like I knew they weren't all gonna go together, but I feel like I didn't expect there to be the color difference that there is. I feel like one of these just looked a lot different online, which that's the thing with online shopping and why a lot of people prefer to be able to go into a store to find some selection. So these were all the ones that I bought on Michaels. None of them had 3 fabrics that would easily go together. Like I just don't like that burgundy-ish red with this bright red and white. Like personally, I just don't like that. So then I had to go to Hobby Lobby, who did have just the small red and white striped fabric, which I'm very thankful for, because Walmart did not have a small red and white fabric. It's just crazy. Now that Joann's is closed, it's like you have to piecemeal all these fabric things. I wanted to buy this fabric on Michaels, could not find it. The Hobby Lobby fabric is much softer. As far as price point, I think this was just a little bit more, but it wasn't a sale week. I had to buy full price. I believe if it had been a sale week, it probably would have been comparable to the Michaels fabric. So yeah, and when I was talking with the Hobby Lobby lady, she said that, obviously they're selling tons of fabric right now because everybody's going there. So I can't remember how much this was per yard. I don't know, $3, $4 maybe. The thing with Michaels is that you can use coupons and discounts, and that's great. You could probably get free shipping with a minimum spend. That's why I did buy a little bit more than I had anticipated. I wanted options, but I also did want to get to that free shipping limit. Those are things that you might not be able to get as much with other online retailers, of those extra discounts and the reward points and the free shipping and all of that. So I did end up going to Michael's after I got this at Hobby Lobby, just to go in the store to see if maybe I was missing something online, and maybe it was in the store. It wasn't. And I did find that we have one whole aisle with fabric on both sides. That's all we have. I don't live in a major metropolitan area, but I do live in a pretty populated area. And it was just one aisle. I have to say that most of the selection is geared towards kids. Not fond of that, because not everybody that sews needs baby type prints. There was a lot of flannel, like Snuggly Soft and like that. A lot of character licensed fabric. Like I said, a lot geared towards kids. And they had a lot of solids. But if you are looking for a pattern that is not geared towards kids and is more adult-like, I found it to be very limiting, even on their website. Now, I was looking specifically for specific colors and stuff at that time, but I feel like as I scrolled through the website, I still didn't find as much variation as I was hoping for. I didn't see any fabrics and I'm like, oh, I fell in love with it. Now I want to make something with this fabric. I didn't find any of that. So I think it is really, really limiting. The price point is probably the only selling feature of using Michaels at this point. It's not the, dare I say, value. I don't know. I haven't tried the flannels or any of the other ones. I'm just not thrilled with the stiffness of this fabric. The variation is just not there. So what I'm going to do finally is I am going to pre-wash this and let you know how much it shrinks, because you know, if it shrinks a whole lot, like that's not good either. So I got a yard of this. I will measure it. Let's head to the washing machine. Go ahead and put this in the washer and see what it looks like after washing it. Okay, so the fabric has been washed. It has been dried. I didn't put it in a dryer. I put it in the hot sun outside because that's how I would dry anything that I'm going to be making out of this fabric. When pre-washing, that's always important. I will put a link to my pre-washing video in the description below so you can learn more about that. What I found is that it did shrink by about 1 inch on each measurement. So the yardage shrank by about 1 inch, and then the width of the fabric shrank by about 1 inch. So that is the quality of the fabric. I did end up washing all of the fabric. None of it softened up. This is the only one that is soft out of all of these. Would I buy Michael's fabric again? Probably. Is it going to be for like heirloom stuff? Probably not. Would I try to buy it elsewhere at the current moment? Yeah, I would try to buy it somewhere else. Let me know, have you bought the Michael's fabrics yet? What did you think? Do you love them? Do you hate them? I don't know. You tell me in the comments below. Until next time, everybody, take care. Happy sewing.